Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have development update number 8. So I heard that this was more of because these development updates kind of show what we have currently, what we have in the future, what we will have in the future, and stuff that they are currently working on. I heard some people say that it's only pretty much a summarization of what we have, but we will see if that is true or not. But anyways, let's watch it together. It will be linked down below, and let's do it.
Areas of Calradia. With 1.6.0 available in beta and 1.5.10 on its way to live soon, we thought it'd be a good time to share another development update to discuss the latest changes to the game. So here we are, development update 8. Let's do it.
Okay.
First up, we have a new campaign intro video that helps to bring you up to speed with the recent history of Calradia and establish the setting as you set forth on your adventure. You'll need to start a new campaign if you'd like to experience the video in all its glory, or if you're too invested in your current.
I like the how the artwork was done. I like how it's like 2D art, but it's also like not sectioned, but kind of like layered on top of each other. You know what I mean? Like you got the front layer, which is like these guys right here. Then you have the middle layer, then you have the last layer, which is like the background. Very well done. Very well done.
Playthrough, you can watch it here on our YouTube channel instead.
Very nice.
If you do decide to start a new playthrough, make sure to check out the new campaign difficulty presets, which provide you with some helpful suggestions for the game's difficulty settings. Newer players.
This is also very good for like beginning players, players who don't like to mess around with too much. They kind of like the how most games do it, of easy, medium, hard. So it's good to have presets. I know people are gonna be like, oh, they're just trying to dumb it down or whatever, but it's good to have presets. It's good for the game. It's good to introduce newer players to the different settings.
You may want to consider starting out with the freebooter or warrior settings, which represent easy and normal respectively, while more experienced players may wish to opt for the more difficult Bannerlord preset. These presets are accompanied by a number of additions and changes to the difficulty options that allow you to further tailor the game's difficulty to your liking. For those of you that are a little more adventurous and prefer to play the game,
my Ironman mode playthrough is still on the way. I'm sorry, I'm currently in the currently moving from one house to the other. It is a lot of work, and still a lot of work, still in the process currently, but once that is done, once I have time to actually sit down and actually enjoy a playthrough, it will commence. But yeah, I actually can't wait to play it.
On the latest beta branch, you can increase the game difficulty for your next playthrough even further in 1.6.0 by activating the new IRONMAN mode that restricts your campaign to a single save file. A new player character visual was added to the save load screen that helps to remove some of the burden from your memory when it comes to recalling characters from your save files, especially if you have multiple ongoing playthroughs. However, please note that you will need to load and save any existing save files for this update to take effect.
What he means by that is if you have like a save file from, let's say, like 1.4, like a really old one, all you have to do is go into that save file on 1.6 while your game is 1.6, load into it, and then save again, and then with that new save, you'll see your character.
For this update to take effect. Next up, we have a fairly significant change to the character progression system. This change removes the character level effects when calculating the learning rate, meaning that increasing your character level will no longer affect learning rates, giving you much more freedom and control when it comes to developing your character.
Very good. Very good, actually. It lets pretty much like the soft cap. It doesn't really happen as much now, and yeah, overall, you can actually learn a lot more skills with this.
A whopping 36 new settlement scenes have been added to the game, with 23 villages, 3 castles, and 10 towns available for you to explore and conquer. Unfortunately, there are a few too many to showcase in this video, but you can find more info on the scenes in the 1.5.10 patch notes, which you can access from the link in the video description below.
Nice.
Locating raw materials is now much easier in 1.6.0, with the addition of production icons to village nameplates. The icons can be seen at any distance, meaning that you can find whatever resource you are looking for directly and conveniently.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. Like the icons, I don't know. It just make it. It's such a minor addition, but it feels like it added so much more to like just the mini map. Just seeing all the different icons, I like it. I don't know why. I like it. They're just very, little quirky little icons. It was a very good idea.
On the campaign map.
Yeah, it just looks very nice.
Taking an oath of fealty was made more rewarding in 1.5.10 with the introduction of a welcome gift from your new liege. You can expect to receive special gear and elite units upon bending the knee and joining each faction for the first time.
Again, something that I didn't even think of, but again, a good feature. And like I said before, because a lot of people are like, oh, it's still a minor feature, bro. It's nothing crazy. A lot of good minor features is sometimes, okay, I'm not going to say sometimes, because I don't want to compare, minor features to big features. But minor features added up, like a lot of good minor features, it really does change the game for the better. And it does, the more minor things you have in the game, the more kind of just like things you could be like, oh wow, I forgot about this, or oh wow, this is pretty cool. Like you need those moments, and these minor features do pretty much give to those moments.
Just before you put those shiny new elite troops in gear to the test, you might want to check out the updates to the Kingdom Diplomacy War tab for a more detailed overview of the wars you are currently engaged in.
Again, the UI updates in the past like 3-4 patches have been sensational. A lot of the pages did receive, the pages, the encyclopedia, just so much good UI, and good UI plays a very key role in these type of games, especially, if we're talking about strategy, it's very big role.
Alongside the additions and changes to the Kingdom comparison bars, a new tab has been added that allows you to see recent events from a selected conflict, giving you a better idea of how each war is progressing.
Again, good. Very good.
After checking out the Kingdom Wars tab, you may wish to consider making use of the new party stance system that allows you to assign a general stance to subordinate parties to influence their behaviour on the campaign map. These stances are
Again, very, very good. Minor, but very, very good. Look how much stuff you can kind of control now, Before, the only thing you can control was their role. Now you can control how much, units they have. You can also control, are they going to be aggressive? Are they not going to be aggressive? Are they just going to be, how they normally are? Sometimes aggressive, sometimes not. It adds up. It really does.
defensive, aggressive, and neutral. With defensive, parties will refrain from initiating hostile actions towards enemy settlements and will tend to focus more on patrolling and seeing off any threats within their own territory. With aggressive, parties will be much more inclined to seek out confrontation and take the war to the enemy. And with neutral, parties will be left uninfluenced while making these decisions. Another 1.5.10 update that gives you much greater control over your clan parties is the addition of wage limits. This allows you to limit the wages of all your clan parties and garrisons to prevent them from over-recruiting and maintaining too many troops.
Nice, very good addition.
If overseeing a kingdom isn't really aligning with your current goals, you can use the new Abdicate leadership button on the kingdom screen to trigger a leadership election, freeing you up to explore other avenues, like becoming a simple blacksmith perhaps.
True. I still think, while it does bring up a good point, it's a good time for crafting orders to actually do come in after the Abdicate updates. The problem with abdicating is there's really not much else to do. Yeah, you could have a little bit of fun. You could have, because you have a lot of probably cash and all that. But it would be very, very cool if there was some way to even the odds. Let's say you took over a very huge part of the map and then you abdicate your kingdom. It'd be very cool if there was some way to kind of, instead of starting a new game, because there's no way you're going to defeat that kingdom at that point. It's just way too big to fail. It would be cool if there was a way to actually challenge that kingdom that you've built all that time. I think that'd be very cool.
Over in 160, the crafting system has been greatly expanded with the addition of crafting orders. Notables and nobles will now post production orders for different weapons in the orders window.
I think this looks very cool. I have not tried it yet. Some people like it, some people don't. But again, this is going to be part of my playthrough. It's going to be the Iron Man kind of crafting playthrough. But from what I've seen, looks pretty legit.
Of the smithy, and it is left for you to create a design to satisfy their requirements. You'll be rewarded with crafting experience, research points for unlocking new weapon parts, relations, and gold for successfully completing a contract, with additional bonuses and penalties being applied for exceeding expectations or under-delivering. This update is accompanied by a number of useful UI updates to the crafting screen, such as being able to see the smithing skill value of your companions, an indicator for newly unlocked pieces, and the ability to hide locked items.
Nice.
A number of new facial expressions have been added as the default idle animations for NPCs based on their traits.
Nice. We don't have like the weird, like, even though I kind of like some of the weird faces that usually popped up, like some random faces would sometimes pop up. I like them. You know what I mean? Their eyes would be popped out. It's very cool. But I didn't even know this was added. But cool.
And relations with you. From now on, you should expect to be met with warm smiles from friends, indifference from strangers, and utter contempt from enemies.
But this is one of the faces I'm talking about. I guess this is supposed to be some type of facial expression, but bro, it just comes out looking funny.
We all know that one of the most important parts of the game is how your character looks.
The drip.
3 new battle crowns have been added in 160 for you to strike fear and awe into the hearts of your enemies through your sheer gloriousness. Or at the very least, it lets them know that you're worth taking alive.
That's pretty cool. They actually look very nice in game.
And finally, Custom Battle was updated in 160 with the options selected.
This was huge. This was huge. And like I said before, couple more changes to the custom battle, and it might be viable to have a little bit of fun in. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Individual troop types to spawn in each formation, allowing you to further customize each battle to your liking.
Okay, so this looks like that's about it, right? He's gonna pretty much say, y'all have a good one, all that and that. Wait, is there one more thing after this?
And that's about it for...
Well, that's about it. That's about it. Listen, again, like I've stated before, before I say that, it pretty much was just a summarization of all the stuff we do have, which I don't have a problem with. Obviously, some people don't watch like the patch note videos. They kind of wait for videos on this channel, so it's good to see that, you know, they kind of do an overview, kind of quick overview of the major changes. But again, all the stuff is good. You know, all those changes are good. You know, people are gonna say, oh, well, it's not as significant, or it's not this, it's not that I wanted. If we're looking at the changes as the changes are, they're all good changes. You know what I mean? There's still a long time to go until the game is released. There's rumors that there's going to be another delay, and which is not a bad thing, by the way. For people who are like, oh my god, another delay, it's not a bad thing. But yeah, it's looking good, man. Like I said, it's looking good. There's only a couple more things you got to add into the game, and the devs were going over a couple of very good features that I did make a video on, so I'm not going to spoil it, but that's going to be up probably maybe a day or two after this video. But yeah, it's a lot of good stuff, man. It's a lot of good stuff, so I'm very excited, and yeah, like always, stay safe.